So
Yeah,
like,
but how long has it been? A year?
Yeah,
2?
probably longer than a year at this point.
Well, no, Scarlet Violet came out last year, right?
No,
2 years ago?
this is 2 years ago in November, I think.
Oh, surely they fixed the frame rate problems by now. You're tuned into the GOCast podcast, your one-stop shop for updates, news, tips, and community in the world of Pokemon Go. Thank you for listening.
An upcoming research event is so magnetic, you might just get stuck.
It's almost time to get spooky with 2024's Halloween event in Pokemon Go. And more on this episode of GOCast. Hello and welcome to the GOCast podcast, episode 303. If you get the reference, you're old like I am. It's October 10th. It's a Thursday afternoon. We're slowly going to work our way back to when Tuesdays make sense. That's the problem when we record on a Saturday like we did last week. Tuesday rolls around and we're like, you know, it's only been like a day. Oh, wait, Kyle is showing on screen a shiny. Did you just get a shiny Ditto?
That, yeah.
What?
Well, earlier today, like you know, a couple hours ago.
Get out of town. Don't get out of town. We need to record the podcast. But good on you. Wow. Anyway, I'm your host, Chris, and with me as always is my co-host, Kyle.
Hiya.
Hey, Kyle, how you doing in your post shiny Ditto glow?
I'm okay.
Oh my gosh. Come on. Ditto deserves better than that.
My third shiny Ditto.
Your third shiny?
But one of them was the guaranteed one, so you know.
Oh, well, okay, we can just factor that one out, or?
It depends who you ask, I suppose.
Oh, I've got 3 as well. Oh, would you look at that? One's got great PvP IVs if you could use it, but you can't. So anyway,
it'd probably be bad even if you could.
I imagine it. I imagine it would. Yeah. Who knows, man? Anyway, hey everybody, welcome on in. We're going to be talking about Pokemon Go, and admittedly, we're going to be talking a lot more about Pokemon Go than Kyle and I had initially thought we were going to this week, because we had talked about so much news last week. It's been pretty news heavy for a while, but we had just recorded, right? Less than a week ago. And already there's like 4 more things for us to talk about in the news. And there's more stuff coming if you follow the event list that October put out for us, right? So we got a lot of stuff to cover. It'll be a fun show. But before we get started with that, Kyle, let's revisit the goals that we had set for ourselves. This includes the Sawaddle Community Day that was right after we recorded last week on Saturday. And additionally, Zamazenta came to raids too. So not that that was in either of our goals, but hey, there it is. You wanted to catch 6 shiny Sawaddle. How did you fare?
I caught 9.
Oh, good job. Okay. And then a Dynamax Phalanx. Did you do one?
So I did 2.
Okay.
I lost both. So I don't actually know if these count. I powered up a second Charizard to 40 and had both of them with Air Slash. I was not able to beat either of them.
Wow.
I think if I had a third Charizard, even at like maybe level 25, it would have been okay, but I didn't want to make a third Charizard.
So it's interesting that you say that, because I also had a similar experience where I had done the one, right, like last week, even before we recorded, and that made me say I wanted to get 2 more. But that first one I did with just the one Charizard, and it wasn't even completely maxed at the time. I have no idea how on earth I managed that, because otherwise it was the Blastoise and Venusaur at whatever level they were when I caught them at their base forms, right? I don't know how I did it, but I managed it somehow. But after that, I was having significantly more of a difficult time. And so I maxed out the Charizard, and I made a Metagross as well with Psychic on it and Zen Headbutt. And that worked out really, really well for the Phalanx.
Yeah, man, I don't have enough Beldum candy because I didn't play Classic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, the 2 Charizards without a flying charge move, I was not able to do it. It was close. It was real close, but not to the point where I'm like, I want to retry that because it took a long time.
Yeah, it's an involved fight, and I do enjoy the difficulty spike, although I was not too thrilled to be spending so many resources on a suboptimal, like it's, again, my Charizard that's maxed is like 15, 13, 10, and my Metagross is like a 12, 13, 11 or something like that. Like they're fine, right? They're fine, but they're far from perfect. And I demand perfection, darn it. But anyway, you know what, Kyle, for your toils, let's just say that counts. You tried twice. You gave it the old college try.
Yeah, and I also didn't care too much about the failing. So, you know.
Sure. And then your last goal was 400,000 experience.
I did do that.
Very nice. So that's a 3 out of 3 for you. Well done. We're choosing kindness this week. For myself, I wanted to catch 10 shiny Sewaddle. I caught 18. It was great. And then hatch 100 eggs. I only hatched like 72. Since then, I've definitely hatched more than enough to make up for that, but that's not what my adventure sync says. So that's a miss for me. And then 2 more Dynamax failings. I did do that. Once I had the Metagross kitted out as well as the Charizard, it was easy peasy lemon squeezy. So that's a 2 out of 3 for me. Well done, Mr. Kyle. You won once again. Great work. All right. There is so much stuff for us to talk about this week. I'm eager to get to it. So let's hop right into the news. Yo, what up? It's the news. Breaking news, Kyle. I got to tell you before we get started, a little room for me to brag. I am the proud owner of a shiny Zacian and a shiny Zamazenta.
How many raids did it take you?
For Zacian, it took me about 10. And then for Zamazenta, it took me 2.
Well, if you've seen anything about the discourse online, you seem to be very lucky.
Oh, yes. This is why I'm bragging about it. Yeah.
I've seen more reports in the last few days of people going 50 plus with no shiny than I've basically ever seen for raids. I'm just like, oh my God.
Now, RNG is a fickle mistress. Sometimes you'll just be stuck for ages and you'll never see it. And
wait, you mean Niantic didn't lower the shiny rate?
No, I don't think they did. I hate to be that guy, but they didn't. And you're in your head. There's no way they did. But shout out to DeFi250 for inviting me to that Zamazenta. Thank you very much. She then invited me to subsequent Zamazentas, which I did not join because a mission accomplished. But thank you very much for the shiny. All right, we need to get going here. Our first news item is a new event. And it's not like a new event, like a new kind of event, but it is new in format. Magnetic Study event. This is going to be on Tuesday, October 15th at 12 a.m. and it will run through Thursday, October 17th at 11:59 p.m. local time. Event bonuses will be increased chance to encounter shiny Magnemite, shiny Plusle, and shiny Minun. I will not be clicking either of those. Magnetic lure modules are more likely to attract event-themed Pokemon. And in addition, each day will have a special bonus active from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. local time. On the 15th, it'll be 2 times XP for catching Pokemon. On the 16th, it'll be 50% more experience from raid battles. And October 17th, it'll be 2 times Stardust for catching Pokemon. Now, this will coincide, since it's nice, the 15th is a Tuesday. It'll be Spotlight Hour, so you'll get 2 times experience for catching Pokemon, in addition to whatever that Spotlight Hour bonus is. I don't remember off the top of my head. And on the 16th during Raid Hour, it coincides with this 50% more XP from Raid Battles bonus. Hey, good job. We see you, Niantic. You're doing it. You're putting in the work. That's nice. There's also going to be timed research. Each day we'll have an exclusive timed research. The 15th will feature encounters with the featured Pokemon of the day, Plusle, 5,000 experience and 2,500 Stardust. On the 16th, you'll have encounters with the featured Pokemon of the day, Magnemite, and you will also get 1 magnetic lure module. And on the 17th, we'll see the other side of the Plusle and Minun coin, Minun, also with 5,000 experience and 2,500 Stardust. There will also be field research task encounters. When you complete certain field research tasks, you will see Magnemite, Plusle, and Minun. So, I know I opened this topic with saying, hey, this is a new format on an event that we've already had in the past. That is because this is essentially a research day event, but it is stretched for 3 days full, right?
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of.
Sort
I don't
of.
know. When you scroll farther down, talk about an actual research day. I don't know if they're that close.
It's pretty close.
Nah, I don't think I agree.
So why don't you agree? And how is this so different that you don't agree?
Well, each day has a time to research, which is fine. It's whatever. But I feel like there's more focus on whatever encounters you find rather than just going for research.
Yes.
Because for all we know, it won't be every stop are these research tasks. If every stop for the day or whatever just gave that research task, then I would agree. But if you just have to hunt them like a normal event research, then those are the extras, and the spawn should be the focus.
Yeah, maybe the case. To me, this just smacks of it because it's similar avenues of acquisition where like there's a featured Pokemon, there's an increased shiny chance, there's going to be tasks that they're featured in. Like, it's close enough.
I guess actually nothing is spawning in the wild at all, so those research tasks better be very plentiful.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, kind of take it or leave it. I like the format of the 3 days. It's very fun, especially in the middle of the week. So it's not a weekend event. So if you get out after work on Tuesday and you're like, I'm going to go for a walk, couldn't be us. We record on Tuesdays usually. But there's something to do outside of the normal rigmarole.
Yeah. So. Counterpoint though, it's not on the weekend. 3 weekday things to do in a row is kind of rough if you want to do them.
Yeah.
So, and it's really short. Like obviously it's for the full 24 hours each day, but yeah. 50% more experience from raid battles also on that second day. Like it's not comparable to the other two.
To the 2 bonuses?
Yeah, to the first day and the third day. Like it's very out of place. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see how many encounters you get for the daily timed research, I think is the big decider about whether I'm a fan or not.
Sure. I can agree with you there. But hey, I think even if you can't do it, there's not a lot of FOMO going on here for Plusle, Minun, and Magnemite. So those are good Pokemon choices in my opinion.
Although I do think it's been around forever. I do think that Shiny Magnemite is desirable. I think people want it. If they don't have it, people want it.
Have we gone around the world and come back on Shiny Magnemite? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I don't know. I like Shiny Magnemite. So
it's never had a community day, right? I'm not crazy.
No, it took me forever to get one, but it has been featured in a variety of events.
Oh, I suppose I only have 3.
I only have 2.
Yeah.
And both of them were from GOFest. Actually, they're from Global GOFest and then in-person GOFest in the same year. So
all of mine were just caught in the wild.
Well, okay. So I do think that Magnemite is the good one of these 3 for the most part.
Oh, for sure.
But like, also, let's be fair. Plusle and Minun are not featured a lot. So if you
anymore,
if you didn't have all of your shinies from when they were a big feature and or from the original from 2018 GoFest, if you went, they could be a chase for people to fill out. So yeah. I think it's an okay selection of Pokemon to put in a middle of the week 3-day event.
I would agree, and I envy you if you are still excited about the prospect of Shiny Plusle and Shiny Minun. If you've been playing since 2018 at minimum, and there was an electric event, guess who was in that event pool? Those 2, and some other stuff.
I wouldn't say no to a Shiny Minun. I think I only had 3. Yeah, I only had 3, and I gave 2 of them away, so I only have 1 left.
Really?
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh, and look at that. I caught it July 15th. So I'm going to assume that was when that Go Fest happened then.
I've got 6 Plusles and 2 Minins. Yeah, I guess I could probably stand with another Minin, but no. I'm
Chris
good.
is getting.
I'm good.
Well, so here's the thing, though, Chris.
Yeah.
There's timed research to do.
Yeah, there is.
Those timed researches have encounters.
I know.
Those are encounters you cannot avoid.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Big number go up, man. But I ain't happy.
The time of it being unavoidable was coming.
What? Do I still have to adhere to the bet that I made with everybody like 6 years ago when I was like, if I see another shiny Plusle, I'm going to delete my account.
Let everyone write an email in about what they think.
No, I'm not deleting my account. It's been too long. But it'd be funny if it's like 5 encounters and they were all shiny. It just I'd be like, no, please, no more. Oh my god. Anyway, so take it or leave it. There's lots of things to be excited, but also there's lots of things to leave if you don't want to take it for this event, right? So let's talk about our next event here, November 2024 Community Day, Mankey. Woo! Yay. This is going to be Sunday, November 10th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. The featured attack is going to be when you evolve your Primeape into an Annihilape, it will know the charged attack Rage Fist, which in trainer battles has 50 power and increases attack by 1 stage like Power Up Punch. And in gyms or raids, just has 100 power, which is great. There's going to be a Community Day special research, of course, for $1 US. The event bonuses are going to be times 3 XP for catching and times 2 candy for catching, times 2 trainers level 31 and up to get Candy XL, lure modules, adventure incense. Lure modules and incense excluding the adventure incense will be 3 hours. The usual stuff. Take your snapshots, do your trades for cheaper. The usual stuff. The new thing here with this one, because some people had some questions online about, hey, if they do this, evolving to an Annihilape is kind of a big problem. It's hard to do in a short period of time. This is going to be a limited time evolution requirement. You can evolve Primeape into Annihilape after catching 20 fighting type Pokemon with Primeape as your buddy. So, seeing as Mankey is a fighting type Pokemon, if your Primeape is your buddy during Community Day, catch 20 of those little dudes, and there you go. Easy peasy. Yep.
Good.
There's going to be bonus raid battles after the Community Day. It'll be 4-star raids featuring Primeape. There will be field research. We can get Stardust, Great Balls, and additional Mankey encounters. There's going to be showcases, a web store box, event bundles, and stickers. Who could have guessed? Full court press. That's right. Now, Kyle, I'd like to throw this to you because it is a November Community Day. And I know that, you were a little upset about the October Community Day not being ghost, really. Got a ghost move, but not really ghostly.
Uh-huh.
But Annihilape is a ghost.
It is a ghost.
So does this help you bridge that emotional, gap you had before? Are you still sad? Is this good enough?
I think this would have been better if this had been like the release of Annihilape.
Yeah.
But like Mankey's been around for a long time.
It has been.
It's been featured in a lot of events. And like, I don't know, I love Annihilape. It is great Pokemon.
Yeah.
I'm not super excited about a Mankey day, but I'm going to try for a hundo because I love a hundo Annihilape.
Mm-hmm.
Annihilape's shiny is awful. It's very not good.
It's not the worst.
It is. I think it is in discussion, but it is not the worst for sure, because you can't compare when something like Ceruledge and Armor Rouge exist. So
or Gengar.
That Gengar isn't even in the discussion when you look at those two. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Those two, I think, are the 2 worst shinies in the game.
Ceruledge and Armarouge?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm all for having a discussion with someone about it, but they're just, maybe I'm forgetting one that has an even worse change. Those two are the worst.
I don't know. I kind of like the blue. It goes from like its dark gray, light gray to like a blue.
It's not enough. If it had been like a royal blue or something like that shows up, but like it's kind of one of those, when you look at it, you may even miss it. Like it's not that crazy distinct.
Yeah. It is also kind of a shame when you're looking at Mankey, who has a great shiny with like the mint monkey thing going on. It's like one of the rare occasions where it's like, oh, another green shiny. Oh, wait, this one actually looks pretty good on it. You know?
Yeah.
It is kind of a shame because Primeape shiny is kind of lackluster. It's like a yellow brown.
Good. Well, it keeps the green arms, and then like the body changes a slight color, the hair or whatever.
Yeah. Weird tinge.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of disagree with you on Annihilape. I think it's fine.
Yeah, but big question here is Rage Fist. Because like, here's a huge problem. Annihilape already gets Shadow Ball. For those who don't know, Shadow Ball does 100 power in gyms and raids, and it costs 50 energy. So this would have to be a 35 energy move to compete with Shadow Ball in that sense.
Okay.
But Annihilape doesn't learn a fast ghost move, I believe, so it's not even really relevant for PvE. Although 35 power Shadow Ball might actually be so good it wouldn't even matter. I don't know right now. And I know that Annihilape was really hurt with the changes that happened this season. So who knows if this is good enough for it to be relevant.
I mean, it's ramp though too, right?
Yeah, maybe 50 power. It all depends, because if it's a 35 power move, 35 energy move with 50 power and attack by one stage, that's old power up punch.
Yeah.
So that would be probably pretty nuts.
I would agree.
Can Annihilape learn counter?
Yeah. Yeah, I can.
Yeah. I mean,
almost positive.
If it can learn counter or an equally as good move, I don't know if counter is the current staple since it's nerf.
It can learn low kick or counter.
Annihilape would be great for rocket battles if this is a 35 power move. So
it can learn low kick or counter for its fast moves.
Yeah.
Its charge moves are Shadow Ball, as you said, close combat, low sweep, night slash, and ice punch.
Only ice punch, huh?
So I think in a setting where you are probably taking night slash for the potential up that you would get, you would just take Rage Fist in that slot. Or you run Rage, because Rage Fist is going to be Ghost, right?
Yeah, it's a Ghost move.
You would take Rage Fist and Night Slash, or Rage Fist and like close combat or low sweep or something.
Yeah, it all depends on that energy cost, which I wish was just in this announcement. Why is it never?
Yeah,
that's right, because energy costs aren't actually in the game.
Right.
Okay.
But anyway, there's that, and it's easier to obtain too because of the bonus. I think this is going to be a fun community day. People love Mankey. People love Annihilape.
People love Annihilape.
Yeah.
Mankey's just, it's not very exciting, but I guess it's hard for me to reconcile an association with Mankey and Annihilape, because I don't care about Mankey at all, but Annihilape is awesome.
Yeah.
So
how do you feel about Primeape?
I come around. I like this. I like it's on a Sunday, so maybe I get to play, maybe I don't. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah. Do you harbor any love for Primeape at all?
I love Primeape in the anime.
Yeah.
It's fun in the anime. I don't care about the Pokemon itself is whatever. Being just fighting type, it doesn't. Not much love.
Yeah, I love the pig nose. I think it's great. Yeah. Big fan. All right, so there's that Mankey Community Day coming to a November 10th near you. Yep. Anyway, next up here is the real big piece of news this week. Halloween 2024 Part 1. Boy, oh boy, is there a lot to talk about here. Part 1, the Halloween event, will start on Tuesday, October 22nd at 10 a.m. and will run to Monday, October 28th at 10 a.m. local time. There will be a Pokemon debut at this event. Morpeko will make its Pokemon Go debut. Morpeko will charge into Pokemon Go, changing the way you battle. Certain Pokemon, like Morpeko, will be able to change form in battle each time it uses a charged attack, unleashing new possibilities for you and your battle team. Initially, Morpeko will only be able to change forms when battling Team Go Rocket or in the Go Battle League, so not in raids and gyms. So only in like the trainer battle scenario. Featured attack will be Aura Wheel Electric. Morpeko will know the charge attack Aura Wheel Electric type while it is in full belly mode. Aura Wheel Electric does 100 power in trainer battles and increases the user's attack by 1 stage. When you use it, and Morpeko then changes to its Hangry mode, the Aura Wheel will change its type to Dark. And this will also do 100 power in trainer battles and increase the user's attack by 1 stage. So it's going to be an interesting sort of flip-flop mechanic where, you know, hey, maybe it's a Pokemon that resists electric, but is super effective or takes super effective from Dark, right? I can't even think of an example on top of my head. But this would be an interesting thing to sort of like flip-flop around with. There's a lot of questions, like if you swap the Morpeko in, when it's, you know, when you bring it back out, is it in the same form it was, or does it restart at full belly or something like that? I'm not sure about all that, but this is neat to see. And this is definitely setting a precedent for one of your favorite Pokemon down the line, right?
Yeah, Aegislash.
Yeah.
It's fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But let's continue here. Go Battle League. Starting with this event, you can find Morpeko in reward encounters throughout the season in the Pokemon Go Battle League. During the event, Morpeko will be encountered more frequently in the premium track of the Go Battle League. You got to pay for it. Of course you do. After the event, starting at rank 16 in the Go Battle League, Morpeko will be encountered in both GBL reward tracks, but more frequently in the premium track. There you go. I guess it's a PvP-centric Pokemon, so it makes sense for them to shove it in there. Yeah.
Sure. It's not the only place it's available, which is good.
Yes.
Sort of.
Yes. Next up, Max Battles. 1-star Max Battles will feature Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble, like we've had, but with the addition of and debut of Ghastly coming to Max Battles as well. In 3-star Max Battles, you can still expect to see and struggle against, in some of our cases, Phalanx, which the Phalanx can be shiny, which is sick. So can the Ghastly. That's going to be neat. Event bonuses will be 2 times candy for catching Pokemon, an increased chance of trainers level 31 and up to receive Candy XL for successfully catching Pokemon with nice throws or better, and an increased chance to encounter shiny Umbreon in raids and shiny Zorua in the wild. Ooh, that's cool. Wild encounters: Zubat, Spinarak, Murkrow, Mischievous, Shuppet, Drifloon, Purloin, Female Frillish, Zorua, Litwick, Grievard, Sableye, and Absol. And then there's a little raid shakeup as well. 1-star raids will feature Sneasel, Sableye, Yamask, and Galarian Yamask. 3-star raids will feature Hisuian Typhlosion, my boy, Umbreon, and Bombardier.
Why?
They're, I couldn't tell you.
There's a theme everywhere else. What's Bombardier doing here?
I could not tell you. It's fun though. We like Bombardier. Free timed research, additional event exclusive timed research will be available from October 22nd at 10 a.m. to November 3rd at 8 p.m. local time. So this will transcend this event runtime. Timed research focused on Spiritomb, and its 108 spirits will be available throughout the event. Complete the research tasks to receive encounters with Halloween-themed Pokemon like Spiritomb and Morpeko. So you don't have to GBL for Morpeko. You can just do the free timed research for your encounter, which is sick. Yes, thank God. Field research task encounters include Sableye, Scraggy, Golett, Sandygast, Morpeko, Nimble, Grievard, Spiritomb. Look who's back in the field research. Oh, there we go. Also tasks for Mega Energy for Gengar, Houndoom, Sableye, Banette, and Absol. But let's just take a moment to celebrate Spiritomb back in the research tasks, Kyle.
Research tasks. I know. It's crazy.
It's a Halloween miracle.
Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully it's not as rare as it was last time, but I don't have high hopes for that. So
it just having surface area of availability is a big win in comparison to last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But last time it was in research, it was like it's like one per town.
Yeah. Somebody would call it out and everybody would drive 30 minutes to go get their one Spiritomb task for the day.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. There's going to be two paid timed research tickets that you can buy. Let's talk about the first one, which is for $5 US. This will give you 3 times catch candy. And then it will also give you event-themed Pokemon encounters, including the first peek at new costume Pokemon debuting in part 2 of the event. Froakie wearing a Pokemon Halloween costume and Rowlet wearing a Pokemon Halloween costume. They're cute. I will say this. They are really cute. Event-themed Pokemon encounters, including Pikachu wearing a witch hat, Spiritomb, and Morpeko, and a new avatar item depending on your choice, a Morpeko onesie in full belly mode or a Morpeko onesie hangry mode. And this has been confirmed with Niantic that the one that you don't pick, you can buy in the shop if you really want to have both. It will be available.
Yeah.
Yep. It's kind of I think that's a fine ticket for $5. It's nice. It's not too bad.
It
gives
fine.
You a bonus.
It includes an avatar item, and so I don't really have any comments otherwise because that avatar item would have been 500 Pokecoins in the shop. So
yes, and it probably will be, especially the onesies because they are an all-encompassing item, so they technically fill all the slots, right? Let's talk about this second paid timed research. This one is cheaper. It is for $2 US dues and features the following: Pikachu wearing a witch hat, the Vulpix in the okay, these are all costumed with the Halloween stuff. I'm just gonna say them. Pikachu, Vulpix, Gengar, Piplup, Drifloon, Froakie, Pumpkaboo, and Rowlet. So it looks like you will see the Rowlet and the Froakie that will be featured in the part 2 of the event, also in the $2 ticket, not just the $5. So do we still feel like that is worth your money? It's quite a few encounters and nice, to see them. They'll be a good IVs too, but it is what, 8 costume Pokemon for $2.
Are these available any other way as I'm going back through?
I
obviously, like you can get the new ones, obviously, like the
but like the old ones, like the Vulpix and the Gengar and the Piplup, even.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think so.
That feels kind of bad. I'm not a huge fan of that, and I wish they were available some way, just in general.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a good question.
I mean, I'll buy both of these because
Halloween.
Yeah, but I would not recommend buying the second one. So.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and recommend it because it's kind of just a nice thing to have, especially if you haven't done Halloween events in the past. This is a good way to just get them all. And $2 is a pretty low asking price for this sort of thing. It does feel a little gougy, I guess, because like you said, it's like the only way to get some of them. But then again, they're like, some of these are like 3 or 4 years old design wise. So,
but that's the thing though, is last year we had at least 3 of these in the wild.
Yeah.
I don't remember if Vulpix and Gengar were here last year, but the other 3 were, and so was Pikachu. So that's other 4 actually. So just the 2 new ones for this year, which you'll be able to, I'm hoping, encounter in the wild for part 2.
Yeah, I was going to say it might be in part 2. It might also be in the free time research for the 108 spirits thing. That could be a bunch of encounters as well. Who knows? Yeah.
I guess this is where the frustration of it being split part 1, part 2. Like,
yeah.
Theoretically or potentially, the value of this $2 research is much higher if all 8 of these are not available by part 2.
Mm-hmm.
If part 2 comes around and only Pikachu, Froakie, and Rowlet are spawning in the wild, technically this is a lot higher value for people who want to collect these Pokemon.
Yeah. Hey, you
which
know what?
feels bad, but
It feels bad, especially when you're doing what we try to do here, which is assess and give like some tips or whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
that said, the research is available to be bought until the 2nd. So
yeah, I guess you could really wait it out. It's not like it'll take you a long time to do 8 encounters for $2 if you choose to wait. So you probably won't like run into a problem with it since it's timed. But yeah, there's a little bit more here before we're done with part 1. New avatar items and stickers, Halloween finery, a Woobat top hat, and the Morpeko onesie, both full belly mode and hangry mode, are coming out. There's going to be a bunch of decorations on the map. The map is going to be beautiful. There's also going to be Lavender Town music. Yes, Pokemon Go does have sound. We encourage you here at GOCast to turn it on for at least 30 seconds and then go ahead and go back to whatever you were doing with those settings before. There's going to be showcases, spooky, and web store stuff, scary, spooky, scary. And that's pretty much it. So quite a bit going on with this part 1 event. It'll be interesting to see what they have in part 2. But Kyle, thoughts and feelings on part 1 here. Are you satisfied, Mr. Halloween?
Yeah, I'm satisfied. But I'd see here. So minus one thing, and it might surprise some people.
Number 10 might surprise you.
No, number 1. I'm not clickbaiting anybody.
Okay.
Ghastly and Max battles.
Okay.
I mentioned it last week. This is now the 8th Pokemon out of 11 that we've received that all have Gigantamax forms, which means technically a Dynamax Ghastly, Dynamax Gengar is, I hesitate to say this because we don't know what it looks like in the future, is worthless when Gigantamax is an option. Because Gigantamax is just better in the main series games.
Right.
It's the exact same thing, but better.
Yes.
And also it means I don't get Cave of Wonder Gengar. So it's very frustrating. I don't want to go grind 100 1-star max battles to maybe get a good Ghastly that I then invest in and then have to do whatever I have to do for Gigantamax Gengar in the future.
We're assuming that you can't just make a pre-existing Dynamax Pokemon into Gigantamax. We don't know that, right? They haven't explained anything about that.
You're correct. But I'm going by both Niantic's track record and then also the main series where you could not do that.
I will absolutely say that I agree with you. I think from the way that they've treated previous stuff in the past, it's going to be absolutely separate. That's going to be Gigantamaxable only. Like it's going to have that trait like it does in the main series games because it does not benefit them at all for us to be able to turn a Dynamax into like now you're Gigantamax now. At least not at launch, but who knows?
Yeah. So that's pretty frustrating. But that's about it. The spawns are solid. Hoping to get a shiny Zorua.
Yeah.
Or shiny Frillish. Honestly, I need the Frillish. That's what I'm most looking for in this collection.
So really quick about the Gigantamax thing, Kyle. What are the chances that maybe they didn't even notice that the 8 that they put out were Gigantamaxable?
I think you can. What are the 8 again? So we have the Kanto starters, which is 3, and then we have the Galar starters, which is 6, and then we have Ghastly, which is 7. What was the other one that just
Beldum?
Beldum and
Phalanx. So it might just be 7. It might just be 7 and not 8. Yeah.
No,
there isn't yeah. Okay.
It's too much to say it's a coincidence. In my eyes.
Okay, I would agree with you. I just think it's odd that they haven't said anything about Gigantamax yet.
There is a little bit in the tutorial in game that mentions Gigantamax by name.
Yes,
and that's about it.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay, well I guess we know it's coming then, unless that was an oversight. But I doubt it. There's no way they don't do it. It's just a matter of how and when.
Yep.
Yeah. So, well, that's cool. So, any other feedback besides the Ghastly Dynamax being kind of a bummer for you because we don't know how Gigantamax is going to work?
No, it's good.
Yeah.
I don't care about Morpeko personally. Like it does nothing for me as a Pikachu clone. But the fact that we get this switching mechanic is good because let's face it, it's gonna be broken. It's not gonna work. GBL is probably gonna be a nightmare because of this. Even if it's not good, it's probably broken something on the back end that we don't even know about yet.
Probably. You know who will find out? GBL players.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad I won't have to do GBL to have a chance at getting a Morpeko. And that it's in field research task if you want to chase it. So
yep. This is also going to be the event that's live during our meetup, which is going to be fun.
That's why I'm like, oh my gosh, I might have some something to grind for.
Yeah,
all those
it'll be
spawns.
Fun.
Use the Roar of Time, not Roar of Time, Spatial Ren. Forget about Roar of Time.
Yeah. So there's that. I think it's shaping up to be a good Halloween event. Part 2, if it's even similarly as good and as intricate as this part 1 is, it'll be good. A lot of content. We love Halloween in Pokemon World. Short little news thing here. There's going to be a Festival of Lights event. It's going to be an event exclusively for India. Here's what they wrote. Trainers, the Festival of Lights will be returning soon to Pokemon Go. For this year's celebration, get ready for a special regional costume Pokemon debut that will make this celebration an extra stylish event. This event will be exclusively for trainers in India. Some Pokemon that are attracted to incense will also glow, shine brightly with your Pokemon, and celebrate. So this will feature Tadbulb and Shroomish and other bioluminescent Pokemon. I'm sure they'll have some map effects because that's really cool. And there's going to be a debut that they're going to reveal on October 16th. Now, when I was reading through the event, it did not seem like there was a global component. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But if the mystery surprise debut is just a costumed Pokemon, then that tracks, right? That's fine.
Yeah, very likely. Very likely.
Yeah. So not a whole lot to say about that. If you're in India, please take advantage when this event does roll around. It sounds cool. I love these local regional activation things. I think they're really, really neat. And we have said this for years. The more of these like cultural specific events they have, the better, honestly, because it's neat to teach other people about these cultures and these events through a medium like Pokemon, where it's much more approachable for other people that might otherwise not come across that information. Right. Get us all cultured together, Niantic. Thanks so much. Okay, last piece of news. This is cool. I'm sure Kyle's going to love this. Yamask and Galarian Yamask Research Day. This will be Saturday, October 19th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. It's a Saturday, Kyle. You don't even have to ask for the day off.
Yeah.
We love it. The future Pokemon we're going to be, bet you can't guess. It's Yamask and Galarian Yamask. Wild encounters will include Cubone, Zigzagoon, Galarian Zigzagoon, Duskull, and Shieldon? ? Why is the Shieldon there?
It's sort of got a mask.
In the runes in the game where you can encounter Yamask, is Shieldon in the wild or something?
Oh, I don't remember.
How could you not know this trivia off the top of your head?
Because I played Sword and Shield long enough to do the backwards evolution requirement for Galarian.
Yamask,
and that was it.
Yeah, that's fair. Paid time to research will be a $2 paid time to research with many encounters with Yamask and Galarian Yamask. It is usually very worth the $2. They give you a lot of encounters, and they will have research level IVs. So you have a chance of getting a good one and many chances of rolling shiny as well. There will be avatar items. The following avatar item will be available in the in-game shop for the first time starting October 14th. It's the Lucario mask that if you did Lucario Raid Day and bought the ticket, you are already a proud owner of this. I know I am. But now it's available for everybody else. And then the following avatar items will be also featured in the in-game shop starting October 14th. These are all masks. Solgaleo, Yamask, festival masks for Pikachu and Eevee, a regular Pikachu mask, a Sableye mask, and finally a Bennett mask. So, Kyle, research day, Yamask and Yamask. You gonna go do it?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I love it. See,
Good.
I have like let me check really quick because I don't have any Galarian Yamask. First off, shiny ones, so I'm really excited about that.
Okay,
But like regular Yamask, I've got 5 shinies, and I still get excited clicking on them. I don't know why. I just really like this Pokemon.
oh man, I need a Galarian shiny Yamask. I've got 4 regular ones, but not.
Yeah, no Galarian. I tried
Oh,
last time it was around, but yeah. So
gosh.
I'm really excited. I want the shiny Galarian Yamask, but I really want a hundo of each if I can manage it. That would be amazing.
That would be awesome. Yeah, they're a really cool Pokemon. I know we've done them for Pokelore in the past, the Yamasks. We should probably revisit that one when we get closer to Halloween. But it's a cool Pokemon inside and out.
It's an absolute crime that Galarian or Runegregis is not Ghost Rock type.
What is it? Just Ghost?
Yeah, it's just Ghost type.
Yeah, it should be Ghost Rock. You're right.
Yeah.
Gosh, that is a crime. I'm with you. Let's litigate.
Also, I finally remembered the 8th Pokemon I was talking about for the Gigantamax. It's not out yet, but it's coming out, and it's Toxtricity.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Toxtricity is coming out, and so that makes 8 of the Pokemon that we've had all Gigantamax eligible.
Yeah, they gotta know what they're doing. There's
So,
no way they don't.
that only makes it worse.
If they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they'll surprise and delight us, Kyle. Maybe they'll just be like, "Hey, yeah, introducing Max Soup." You know,
Right. For 1,000 Pokecoins.
right? If you can mail us, you have to mail us a real $10 bill, U.S. only, and then we will mail you back a code. Yeah, there you go, and you can put that on your Pokemon.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Also, Runegregis is ground.
Oh,
Ground
okay.
Ghost, which just it's a rock. It's a rune. Come on.
And it's got competition with Golurk already. Like we didn't need another one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm. Exactly.
All right. Well, anyway, that's the news, y'all. There was so much stuff to talk about, but Halloween, October in general is looking to shape up and be pretty good. So lots of stuff to be excited about. Yep. All right, that's it for the news. That means we're going to take a little break here. When we come back, it'll be PokéPoll time.
And we're back with last week's PokéPoll, which was, what are your initial impressions of mighty Pokemon in Pokemon Go? First response from Lemurio, and they said, on the mightiest Pokemon, I wonder if we can stick them in showcases. Being a huge Pokemon in a tiny showcase, and Wild Luxray. Talk about a great shiny too is exciting to me, but it's not something I feel like was missing. I also appreciate the Machamp gif I've seen from answering this PokéPoll because it actually made me LOL. I didn't see what gif you posted for this one.
It's the Machoke doing the walk, like the 3 strutting, flexing poses.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know that. Yep.
It's so good.
It's an OG. It's an OG from the first season.
That's right.
Of the anime. Okay. Next response from Maxitron. They said, I feel like weather boosted raid bosses, but in the wild. It mostly feels like weather boosted spawns, but maybe with a higher floor than 2. I'm down for it, and I hope it's more common than at just major events. I'd also like to see it mixed in with the Apex dynamics somewhere. Not only do they get their Legacy/Community Day moves, but they also get the plus version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Man, if they just introduced mighty Pokemon into the wild as super rare spawns, that'd be great. I mean, visually different on the map, hopefully. Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be very cool. And even if you see on the map from far away, there's a rustling bush or something that's I'm going to go check out what the mighty Pokemon is over there. I don't know what it is. That'd be neat.
Because in they're not mighty Pokemon, but in Scarlet and Violet, there's beams of light to indicate where the Terra fixed Pokemon are, and that'd be really cool.
Yes.
Next response is from, sorry if I say this wrong, Rythen14 via Spotify. They said, Rythen here. Good day, Rythen here. So about the mighty Pokemon. Honestly, I don't think it's too big of a deal, but I am a little excited for the Wild Area event just to catch some Pokemon with legacy moves. I need a Pidgeot with Gust, a Poliwrath, and a few others. I don't really hunt special Pokemon like Shinies or XXL or XX Small, especially since I'm a poor free-to-play player. But I do keep one XXL per species for showcases, and Shinies I transfer to home to keep. Good luck on your goals, Rythen14.
Yeah. It could be kind of a misnomer. It kind of depends on again, like we discussed last week, like what the IV floor really is. If it's high, if it's like 10 plus, then this will be a big deal. If it's going to be like 5, probably not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. It's a huge factor.
Yeah,
but that said, them having their community day moves by default is already really good for some people.
For sure,
by existing.
Yeah, 100%.
So, like, that's cool. And the last one's from Donkeyton via Spotify, and they said, it depends if mighty Pokemon are really hard to find and have terrible IVs at the end, even though they're meant to have higher. I'll be ashamed because they probably won't even have a difference for battling in GBL or raids. Yet if they are decently common, but not too common, and have maybe research IVs, then I'm down. I have most of these shinies since most of them have been community days in the past. Anyway, I'm hyped since there was new news surrounding Go Wild costume Snorlax and Pikachu's returning.
Yeah,
it's a great read that I fully agree. It's all hinges on what that floor is.
Yes, 100%. I think that is the right take. Is this good? We don't know yet. We sure hope it is.
For this week's PokéPoll, we have, what is your favorite Halloween-themed Pokemon and why?
So this could be a ghost or a Halloween-adjacent Pokemon. It doesn't have to be a ghost type per se. So Kyle, let's try to be more creative here than normal. What say you?
My answer is Cofagrigus.
That's a good pick.
I love this Pokemon.
Yeah,
it's a tragedy that it's not better. Although I think it had its time in the shine in GBL. It's just a ghost type, which really hurts. But it's so cool. It's a coffin. Like,
yes, it is.
It's a sarcophagus. It's got like ghost hands coming out. It's such a cool Pokemon. I love it.
It is a really neat Pokemon. Yeah, it's just one of those designs where you're like, oh, they really cooked with this one. Yeah, instead of just like, that makes sense. And like, sure, it's neat. But no, they really knocked that one out of the park.
This is one of the rare times where I will say, I think the original is better than the regional form.
Sure.
I think in probably 80% of the cases, the regional form is better than the original. But Runegregas is just missing some personality that I think Cofagrigus just oozes.
Sure. I don't know if I agree with you. I mean, like, I think the concept of Runerigus is better than Runerigus is in practice, though. I will say that. Mm-hmm. It is a cool idea, a very cool idea. But beyond that, it's kind of anyway, for myself, I'm going to say Delmise. I think
Delmise is so good.
Yes, and that reaction is exactly why I'm bringing up Delmise. Delmise appreciation, Delmise attention deserved for sure. That Pokemon is forgotten so often, and it is so cool. It is so cool. I'm a sucker for a good single stage. We love Drampa on this show. I love Drampa.
Delmise not being in Go. If you haven't seen it, you should look it up, especially if you like ghost Pokemon. It's ghost grass. And it's a living, or rather undead, anchor from a ship. And it's just really cool.
It's awesome. It is really, really awesome. So there you go. Some Delmize awareness to end this PokéPoll section. So if you, dear listener, haven't answered this week's PokéPoll question, which is one more time, what is your favorite Halloween themed Pokemon and why? You can answer the question we posted on our X account at GOCast Podcast. If you're listening on Spotify, you can reply in a comment and we'll take answers from there. If you are watching on YouTube, hello YouTube, how are you doing? How's that subscribe button looking? You should click it. You can also leave a comment and reply there, and we'll look there. But if you're a patron of ours in our patron Discord server, you can post the answer when the question's posted in the PokéPoll channel. We pull from there primarily. You can also do this the old-fashioned way by sending us an email to mail@gocastpodcast.com or calling in our voicemail line, which is 262-586-7717. And speaking of those last two avenues of communication, Mr. Kyle, where are we?
It's time for emails.
That's true. And two voicemails. They're both from Sarah Amanda. Let's start there. One of these is a mystery to me. It is titled GOCast Heckling Kyle. So let's just see how it goes.
Hey guys, it's Sarah Amanda here. Hey Kyle, did you do the thing? If you did do the thing, you know what I'm talking about. Then congratulations. I'm proud of you. I don't know how long it'll take, but probably a couple of weeks or so, which is a lot faster than before. And you know what? All you have to do is wait now. It's easy. And if you haven't done the thing, you should do the thing. Make it one of your goals for this week. That's all. Peace. Sarah Amanda.
All right.
All right. Yes.
What is the
did
thing?
not do the thing, and I will make it one of my goals this week.
What's the thing?
I was talking to Sarah Amanda, poking around GPS for my neighborhood about what actually qualifies as stops and how they fit into S2 cells and stuff like that. And we landed on like 2 or 3 things that I could submit and like are definitely Pokestops. So yeah.
All right, cool. Cryptic, but cool. We got one more voicemail. This is titled Mall of America PSA. This is from Sarah Amanda.
Hey GoCast, it's Sarah Amanda here. So I was just thinking, in the Discord server, there is a channel for the Mall of America meetup because I don't know who's going, so it's just kind of cool to know like who else in the server is going. But it occurred to me like there's probably listeners who aren't in the server who might be going, and so I thought I would just say, hey, if you can get a golden lure, bring one, because then I don't really know when, but we should have like a little golden lure party at the mall, and then Kyle can get a bajillion Gimme Gold coins, and then he can get a gold dingo, and of course other people too. But yes. So there's my PSA. Do it. That's all. Peace. Sarah Amanda.
There are several of us that have already said we're going to bring one. I've got one already. I'm sure Lachlan will bring one. Looks like Justin's got one, and Tone as well says.
Yes, I'll have to go get one.
Have one. Yeah. You'll have to.
I gotta open Scarlet and Violet on my Switch.
Even better, you have to connect it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have done that. So
but how long has it been? A year?
Yeah.
2?
Probably longer than a year at this point.
Well, no, Scarlet and Violet came out last year, right?
No.
2 years ago?
This is 2 years ago in November, I think.
Oh, surely they fixed the frame rate problems by now. Anyway. What frame rate? What sword? There is no war in Bossing Say. Okay. Thank you, Sarah Amanda, for that. If you're coming to the meetup, that's great. Bring a golden lure. I think that's a great idea. We've got 2 emails here. I'll start with the first one. This first one is from a trainer named Doodles. And they said, hypothetically, Game Freak has decided to put Pokemon content creators in the next Pokemon game as trainers you can battle. You have been asked to submit a team, but you have to follow this system to select your team. You can spend up to 4 points to create your team. Stage 1 Pokemon costs 1 point. Stage 2 Pokemon costs 2 points. Stage 3 Pokemon costs 4 points. Single stage Pokemon costs 2. You can pick any Pokemon that has been released to this point except for Legendaries, Mythicals, Ultra Beasts, or Paradox Pokemon. And no, they aren't showing you any of the new Pokemon they are introducing, so you can't choose those for your team either. So how do you build your team? Sincerely, a trainer named Doodles. Okay, we have how many points?
No. The point total is too low. We said we have 4 points to make a team, but the stage 3 costs 4 points. So if I wanted a stage 3 Pokemon, I only have 1 Pokemon on my team.
Yes.
I feel like you need like 10.
Well, we're trainers. We're not gym leaders, right? We're just trainers.
Yeah. So you have like 3 Pokemon, right?
1 or 2 or 3, unless they're all Voltorbs going up by 2 levels every single time, then you have 6. You remember that trainer. Everybody remembers that trainer. Sonic Boom, leave me alone.
Oh, man. Oh, 4 is such a...
Oh, I got it down, man. I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Scyther and Pinsir, done.
Okay. Is Shedinja a 2 or a 4 cost?
That's a good question. I think it's a 2 cost.
I also think it's a 2 cost. I'm going to say Shedinja.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I'm really happy, by the way, that we didn't hold ourselves accountable to explain why we thought that. We're just like, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. So
take Heracross because I couldn't. Please, he needs a home.
No, because it can't be something that is weak to fire. Dark or Ghost.
I have another point because Scyther evolves. So Scyther's only 1 point. Not 2.
You're right. Scyther is a one point.
Oh my god. Okay, hang on. Oh man. So I'll take Scyther. I'll take Pinsir. It leaves me with 1 more point. And you're right. I gotta pick something.
Wait, that leaves you with 2 points. What are you even talking about?
There's 4 points because Pinsir's 2 because it's a single stage.
Oh, okay. You're right. Okay, I'm sorry. I totally blanked over that line there.
Yeah. Single stage costs 2. Scyther costs 1, so that's 3. And then Cyndaquil. Easy. Easy.
Strangest. This is a route 10 looking trainer over here. You meet him in the second forest in the game.
Shorts are comfortable. I love to wear them.
Oh man, it's got to be all right. How about it's gonna be Jellicent and Shedinja.
Okay.
Jellicent and Shedinja.
Which Jellicent?
Probably male.
Okay.
Male. Yeah.
You like the blue better?
Yeah. Well, I like the mustache better.
The mustache.
The mustache is great.
The mustache is the winning choice there, I think. No offense, female Jellicent fans, but the mustache is peak. Gosh. Okay, well, there's your answer, a trainer named Doodles. I would love to answer this question again with maybe 10 points. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'd have to think. I'd probably need to like sit down and chart it out.
Yeah, absolutely. This is as close to math as we will allow when it's not Gear Up, I guess. Okay, thank you very much. Kyle's got our next and last email.
And this one is from Artemis Dragon. And they said, nests as a header. Sup, Chris? Sup, Kyle? How about those bears? I'm just kidding.
Bear down.
Oh, well, I don't even watch sports. This is fair because neither do Chris or I.
Well, I do this year because I try to force myself to enjoy football. I've made a fantasy league with a bunch of friends who also don't really do football stuff. And let me tell you, it's made me dislike football even more.
Because you're losing?
I'm kind of half and half right now. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. The Bears are doing fine or whatever. Yeah, sure.
To answer Kyle's question about nests being identified by having dark green grass patches on the third-party maps, I'm not so sure this is the case anymore. Some time ago, last year, Niantic converted 2 of our community centers into nests. Neither of them are adjacent to parks or anything of the sort. They're just popular destinations for recreation, playing sports, walking, and watching performance artists, just to name a few. Maybe this error is related to OpenStreetMaps, because in Campfire and Google, they're missing the dark green grass patches. But in OpenStreetMaps, one community center is referred to as a park and the other as an association, and both are zoned as grassy terrains. You be the judge. Okay, but here's my primary question. Are they dark green in Go themselves? Because if it is, that's more what I was specifically talking about.
Yeah.
If they're not, then this all leaves me just as confused. Absolutely. I wish nests were just more readily understandable.
Yeah.
Next header says Mighty Pokemon. Moving on, I'm actually confused about Mighty Pokemon. Are they or are they not going to be different from their non-mighty variants? If not, what makes them so mighty? And small tangent, I've always been led to believe that Niantic doesn't like to bring up stats, but the first bullet point in their Wild Area blog is them mentioning all 3 stats. With that said, how is anyone who is not in the know supposed to interpret this? Because unlike HP stat, we're not allowed to know the attack and defense totals of anything. And let's face it, you'll never know unless you know where to look outside of Pokemon Go. Very strange, and I didn't mean for that to rhyme emoji. First, there's more to talk, but I think I want to talk this. I think you overthought that bullet point. Niantic does not mention base stats. That's true. But they talk about indirectly IVs all the time.
Yeah.
And that first bullet point is definitely talking about IVs. So a mighty Pokemon is just a Pokemon that's going to have a higher base stat floor. Higher IV floor, I should say.
Yep, base IV. Yep.
So it's like getting a Pokemon from an egg or from a raid or from a research task would be equivalent to a mighty Pokemon. Although mighty Pokemon, I think they said were, correct me if I'm wrong, also guaranteed to be XXL or they are larger on average.
Higher chance to be XL or XXL is the verbiage they used.
Okay.
Or more likely, whatever. Yeah.
Hopefully that helps clear that bit up for you. Back to the email, though. The third bullet point seems bizarre as well. More difficult to capture? Why do this to a player base who just shiny check and dip on most wild encounters? Or just let the auto catcher do its thing? Wouldn't it be better to make them easier to catch so that folks are more engaged? I won't speak for others, but I just don't see myself wasting time on a mighty golem or a Morcanto.
Yeah.
So whatever the goal is, and if Niantic wants people to actually open the app and stop making everything difficult to catch, it is just, in my cricket voice, a dirty star. A dirty 2-star. Oh, 2-star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they said that it's supposed to be really easy with the Safari balls. So I think Yeah. It'll probably be like a very good chance to catch with the Safari ball.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of the point that one's trying to bring home is you want to use a Safari ball, but in theory you can catch it with that one.
Yeah.
But with a Safari ball, it will probably be an easy like green circle catch. And, the question will be how quickly or easily do you get the Safari balls? That's really up in the air.
Yeah, I would take a look at what they did with Beast Balls and those catch rates and probably think that that's something similar here. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. It'll all depend how well you get them. If you get them just from spinning every single stop and they like are replacing Pokeballs for the duration of the event, I wouldn't expect it to be that generous, but yeah.
The Safari balls are also supposed to disappear after the event is over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hopefully it's a trend for getting more Pokeball types and stuff in the future.
That'd be cool. Very, very cool. Even if they're temporary, that'd be awesome.
Last part of the email, Sawaddle Community Day / Zamazenta Raid Hour. This past Community Day was out of the ordinary for us, all thanks to Niantic boosting and syncing up Zamazenta raids at our local grind spot. I've looked around Campfire for days now since then, and it's always just that nearby park specifically that gets 2 to 4 synced up Zamazenta raids practically on the hour every few hours. That day, while we were getting ready to play, a total of 4 Zamazenta eggs appeared at 1 p.m. before Community Day. I immediately called it a visual bug, reset my game, and crazy enough, the eggs were still there. After doing the raids and wasting so much unnecessary time trying to catch each one for 30 minutes, we played, hung out, and as some were leaving, 4 more Zamazenta eggs appeared. Even as I write this, there are 3 ending at 11:45 a.m. and a 4th hatching at noon. This seems very intentional. Boosted 5-star raids during Community Day has been a request of mine forever. In my opinion, it should be a permanent thing to this lackluster monthly event. So if Niantic is listening, please keep doing this specifically for walking-friendly parks such as ours. If you need to keep knowing where to plan these, maybe reach out to ambassadors or active Campfire group admins, or maybe you should just create a portal where we can submit grind spots that are safe and good meetup locations where you can host them yourself. I'd be game. Peace, guys, and congrats on 300 plus episodes. Artemis Dragon, Hardcore Casual.
Hardcore Casual is a good title.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does seem intentional. And if that's a trend, that would be awesome, especially if you can kind of plan around it, you know?
Yeah, I'll have to pay more attention maybe when I go out for next month's community day. And we have the crazy park nearby you that you can see, 10 raids in one spot, so you can see if that's happening over there.
I think it's 13 gyms if you count the ones that are outside the park.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey man, Woodstock, the Pokemon Mecca of the Midwest, I'm telling you. Yeah, I hope that's the case. That'd be really cool to see it. We'll have to pay attention to Mall of America in a couple of weeks and see because that's a popular place to play, obviously, and it is decked out to the gills with play spots and spawns, and so it'll be interesting to see if maybe we notice that there as well. That'd be cool. But thank you very much for the email there, Artemis Dragon, and a trainer named Doodles. And thank you for the voicemail, Sarah Amanda. If you, dear listener, would like to send us an email, you can by sending it to mail@GoCastPodcast.com. You can send us a voicemail by calling in to 262-586-7717. You can also just email me a sound file, and that'll work just fine. Visit our website for all things GoCast at GoCastPodcast.com. Follow us on X at GoCastPodcast.com. If you'd like to help support the show and help support us do what we do and all that good stuff, you can via Patreon. That's spelled patreon.com/GoCast Podcast, or just search Patreon at GoCast Podcast. You'll find us. We got that good SEO. We sure do. And that'll help us out. And you'll also get access to our patron exclusive Discord, which is like the coolest place on the internet, just saying. But speaking of patrons, shout out to our elite trainer tier patrons. Big thank you to Bo, Daniel, Lori, Michael, Ozzy, Arkham, Marvin, Mimi, Sfortu, Asui, and Ryan, Thayer, Jason, Justin, Charles, Modders, Lee, William, Brandon, Ethan, Steven, Nick, our favorite listener, Drew 2, Camo, The Ugly Rock, Jacob, Victoria, Sarah, Memorandums, Nabil, Tish, Jacob, Matthew, Don, John Paul, and Micah. Thank you so much for your generous support and for helping us keep the digital lights on, amongst other things. If monetary support's not the cards for you, or you've done that already and you're like, I love these guys, how can I help them even more? You can by leaving us a review. Please, it helps us out a whole lot. It really, really does. Leaving a review is like one of the biggest things you can do to help us, and it's for free for you to do. Just takes a couple minutes of your time. So please consider that if you have not already. If you have, thank you for being a stellar human being. Last things last here, Mr. Kyle, we got to set some goals before we get out of here. Upcoming this weekend for us to maybe do some planning around is Mega Mawile Raid Day.
Wait, is that on a Sunday? It's on a Sunday, isn't it?
It's Saturday, 2 to 5.
Saturday? Okay, good.
Saturday, 2 to 5. Yep.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
Well, first I have on my goals to submit the local Pokestops by my apartment complex. I just want to see if they become stops, or maybe PowerPoints, power spots, if they are too close. It all depends on where I put the pin.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to do 2 Mawile raids.
2?
And 300,000 experience.
Okay.
Maybe I'll do more Mawile raids. We'll see how I feel. I don't think so. I'm not buying the ticket, so.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to buy the ticket. I'm excited about it. So to that end, 3 shiny Mawile, not because I need the shinies, but because it's a good gauge on me doing the number of raids, the volume, right? I already have a Hundo Mawile. I would like to max it out. I almost have enough candy already, but after this event, I certainly will max it out and mega it, and then hatch 100 eggs. I'm currently at, egg-wise already this week, only 18, Lamau. So I will have to hoof it, that's for sure. I hope I don't end up in the 70s again. It's embarrassing week after week. My goodness. And yeah, there's that. I do want to do speaking of egg hatches, I want to do a new thing here for the show. It was suggested by Del Hazard, I believe. Where? Yes, it was. It was a shout out the people that won the fitness challenges for this quarter. We just wrapped up quarter 3 of 2024. If you don't know, on the patron Discord server, we run this fitness challenge where we track kilometers walked and eggs hatch. And this past month, this past quarter, so 3 months just ended. And for kilometers walked in third place, we've got Sarah Amanda with 1,130.5 kilometers. Second place is Royan Raver with 1,220.5 kilometers. And first place was Team Magma Tyler with 1,473.2 kilometers. I know.
Tyler's cheating.
It's so funny. He puts up these numbers and he's like, yeah, I hatched like an egg this week. And it's like he walked 100 kilometers.
Yeah, Tyler's only posting so he can flex.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah.
He could just be putting something in his free incubator. I don't know why he doesn't.
He could. He really, really could. And then for eggs hatched, third place again, we got Sarah Amanda with 571 eggs hatched in 3 months, which is great. Second place is yours truly, GOCast Chris, 1,161 eggs. And first place, I have to give it to him. Hats off to Modders for hatching 1,350 eggs. He beat me by like 200 this quarter. I will have to rectify this moving forward. Okay. Yeah. So there's that. Okay. And with that is also the end of the show. So thank you so much for listening all the way through, folks. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next week for episode 304. It's getting spooky out there. See you later. Bye.
Bye.